Dragon Source, sexiest man alive, alien slayer, demon slayer, superhero, and we're live on New Earth. Let's go. This video is about life is a scam, a setup. You can't convince me that it wasn't. First, we're going to analyze this from the physical, obvious perspective, and then we're going to analyze it from a more philosophical, esoteric, spiritual perspective, okay? So let's start with the physical, the obvious. You're born, they give you a birth certificate, they give you a name, they give you a school to go to where you spend 6 to 8 hours a day. Most schools are fenced in, by the way, and resemble prisons. Kids with high energy, put them at a desk, make them memorize a bunch of mental algorithms and mostly useless information, and then scold them when they refuse to do that or rebel in any way, shape, or form. Go through this till we're 18. Then we go to college, which is a business like any other. They charge you an arm and a leg for it, as we all know. The only point of college is so you can get a job that you probably won't enjoy doing, just so you can continue your existence. Try to get the most money you possibly can, just so that you can try to get the woman or man that you want, so that you can have the most desired kids, reproduce. Prime directive of life is just to reproduce, just to continue the circle. Okay, after you've reproduced, your kids are doomed to repeat the exact same cycle while you work probably to the bone for most people, paying taxes every year. Make sure you stop at every single red light. And if you don't, we're going to take a few more days off your life in the form of money, which equates to time in our system. And if you do anything out of line, we're going to throw you in a little cage for as long as we feel like it. Jail. And if you actually try to stand up and make any kind of rebellion, you actually get any real traction, we're either going to do a character assassination or physical assassination if that doesn't work. Do I need to go down the names of history? Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, John Lennon. Yes, Bob Marley was assassinated. You didn't know. And then we retire with what little money we have, most of us. I'm not saying me, okay? Sexiest man alive. That wouldn't be my outcome. But anyway, wouldn't be your outcome either, my loyal viewer. Thank you if you made it this far. Appreciate you. Anyway, then you get your tiny Social Security benefit check, which is dwindling, which is not even really enough to live. So you see 70-year-olds coming out of retirement working at McDonald's and Planet Fitness and things like this. And then you end up in some old folks care center where your family can barely be bothered to visit you, and then you die. Now, here is the part that's interesting. What happens after you die? Now we're going to explore how life is a scam from a spiritual point of view. So after you die, based on copious amounts of research in the Gnostic and some aspects of the more red pill New Age spiritual community, you have the reincarnation system, the forced reincarnation system, where you go through the white light tunnel, and then whatever God or family member or deity you believe in, or spirit guide, whoever you're most likely to believe in, will meet you there to explain to you why you messed up at point A, B, C, and Z in life, and why you have to reincarnate, because you have this thing called karma. Karma. Yeah. Stepped on an ant farm, and, well, now you got to raise ant colonies for the rest of your next existence because, well, that's the only way to make it up to the poor ant that you stepped on. How else are you going to balance it out? Shoot, I ate a steak too. I might have to come back as a cow next time. And that is according to a just universe of Ma'at, Libra, the scales of the judgment system, weighing us for exactly balanced or not. What? 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 And we're expected to believe that, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. A divine being definitely set up that system. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind reincarnating another 50 lifetimes because, well, shoot, I messed up and, I punched somebody and I didn't apologize. Shoot. There's another 50,000 years down the toilet. Love and light, though. Love and light. 5D ascension. Peace. No, so obviously we are in some kind of alien slave matrix that is set up for us to never ever be able to get out. If you've seen the Matrix movies, yeah, sure, they got unplugged from the first ground level of the Matrix, but they're actually in a worse position in a grayed out world fighting aliens or AI, alien intelligence. Duh. Okay? And then they didn't even beat the machines. All they did was reset the Matrix. So what are these movies trying to tell you? Trying to tell you that you're stuck here. Not only are you stuck here, you've been stuck here. Eons, as a matter of fact. If you don't believe in reincarnation, it's very simple. You can prove it to yourself. All you have to do is go do a hypnotherapy session called a past life regression and just ask them to guide you into a hypnotic trance where you can access or remember your past lives. Prove it to yourself. Okay? So, with that being said, we live in an energy farming system, okay? Just like the Matrix pods. I shouldn't even use the keyword Matrix. Every time I do that, the algorithm is not my friend, but too late now. If you look at the Matrix pods, basically everybody's in a coma, a sleep state, illusion, right? Really, they're just getting their energy directly harvested from them through their chakras. Well, we are in a sleep state, not understanding what's actually happening in our reality, in some kind of projected holographic illusion, while energy is directly being siphoned from our chakras anytime we're in pain or trigger some kind of emotional charge, emotional polarization, whether happy or sad. Polarization, positive, negative terminal on a battery. The same thing Morpheus claimed that we are. Okay, so are you with me? It's pretty obvious we're in an energy extraction matrix, which is why everything in life doesn't make any sense and is confusing, especially when it comes to the government. Of course, we're confused. It's hell. No one is going to explain to you how and why things work, because that would lighten your load. The whole point of being here is to strap as much esoteric emotional baggage on you as possible to suck the maximum amount of energy off your spirit. It's just simple math. So, of course, nobody's going to come explain to you that you're in a prison. I mean, some spiritual teachers try to do it. Usually, they're not necessarily the more popular ones. Why would the devil explain to you how hell works? That would make it less of a hell for you. He's trying to torture you. Duh. That is why all of our institutions are confusing, poorly managed, because it's managed by humans who are part of a hive mind, a hierarchy that is ultimately controlled by the demiurge, a demon. He has his archons, his fallen angels, his archetypes that then have their systems of control, top-down hierarchical management systems. We already know who runs the world. It's the rich and evil. We know this. We know this. Okay? Why would your existence take any other form than slavery if we're in an energy extraction matrix? So, I think all my points here are pretty irrefutable, but if you beg to differ, please go ahead and drop a comment. Even if you agree, please drop a comment. I want to know your thoughts. And stay tuned. I'm going to explain to you how to actually get unscammed. How can you unscam yourself? How can you take back your spiritual sovereignty? How can you do it? How can you be free? How can you free your mind and your spirit? How can you break the reincarnation cycle so you never have to come back here? Well, stay tuned. Wait for my next video or two. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Live from New Earth. Sexiest man alive, sexiest viewers on the internet. Peace, peace. Thank you. Au revoir.